welcome or welcome back to my channel. I thought it would be fun to do a few days in my life slash a week in my life vlog where you guys can see what I get up to and also see what I end up reading. I actually just got home from a cutesy little date I went on with my friend. We went and got brunch. I had the best pumpkin spice latte I think I've ever had in my life. You know when pumpkin spice is like a little bit too spicy? I do not like that. I want the pumpkin flavor, and this was the perfect pumpkin flavor. I must go back soon and get another one. I have a few fun plans for the rest of this week, some fall activities, going shopping. I thought we could go and do those things together, but let me show you what I'm currently reading and what I'm hoping to get into reading this week. I am currently reading Katabasis, and by currently reading, I mean like I barely made a dent into it. I'm only like 38 pages in chapter 3, so I've barely started this, and I don't really want to say anything as far as like what I'm thinking about it so far, because I don't want to say something and then have to take it back if I'm feeling differently, because I don't feel like it's fair to judge this book quite yet. But I will say I think it has some potential. Intermezzo is one of the books that I also picked out of my fall TBR jar, so I'm hoping to maybe get into this week. I have read Normal People by Sally Rooney, and honestly that really wasn't my vibe, but I don't want to write her off quite yet. I want to give another book of hers a chance, and this one sounds really interesting. It is, I think, about two friends. One of the characters in the book is a competitive chess player, so that seems very fun. And I will be getting a book package later today, so I thought we could also open that up together when it gets here. It's going to be very exciting. So exciting that I might have to put down Katabasis to read it. It is currently a Saturday for me, so I'm kind of just relaxing today. I want to do a workout, get some reading done, so I will update you when there's something to update you on. It is much later, and I feel like I can finally give my true first impressions on Katabasis because I've officially made it 100 pages in. I'm on chapter 7. Honestly, my mind has completely changed from how I was feeling earlier. It's only just changed within the last 2 chapters, I would say. I think I was on chapter 3 earlier, so I only was like 2 chapters fully in, and I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I was not feeling it whatsoever. If you don't know, basically it's about 2 PhD students, Alice and Peter, and they're studying magic, so they're magicians, which I think is really interesting. Their professor ends up dying in a freak magic accident, and so they're going on this adventure to hell to save his soul so that he can come back and give them a recommendation letter. And I think it's like a play on words of like the pressure you feel as a student to do great and be great, what you would do for success. It also talks a lot about how your version of hell is going to be different from other people's. So like their version of hell is their campus at Cambridge, and so I really like that setting. It's very dark academia, which like duh. But at the beginning I was so convinced that I was not going to like this. I was so confused right away, and I really felt like Alice and Peter were very one-dimensional. You kind of start the story right with them going to hell. You don't really see anything prior to that. You're having like little flashbacks, but R.F. Kuang's writing is very distinct. I think I'd relate it a lot to Olivia Blake. We've read The Atlas Six. This type of writing reminds me a lot of that story. I did read the first 2 chapters over again, and then I was finding myself having to reread paragraphs because I was so confused, and the wording is very complex, and a lot of the words I don't know the definition of, and it makes me just feel stupid and dumb. Especially within the last 2 or 3 chapters, I've just succumb to what I do and what I do not know. So a lot of the time, if they're talking about something that I don't know, I end up just like figuring it out. I really do think what truly helped me get back into this and like feel like I actually might really enjoy it is that I watched a few R.F. Kuang interviews where she talks about this book, and she talks a lot about how she got the inspiration for writing it, what it's really about, play on words, and the play on story that she's writing, because it very much is satire in a lot of ways, and I guess I just really wasn't getting that and understanding that in the beginning. I really do feel like every time that I'm unsure about a book and I watch the author's interview and they answer questions about the book, I always end up wanting to pick the book back up again. That's exactly what this did for me. I feel like I'm starting to like at least get it now, even just a little bit. Also, Alice and Peter are each other's arch nemesis, and I've heard that this is like a little bit of a love story, and I could definitely get that vibe where it could be like academic rivals to lovers, and of course I'm here for that. Not only are they just journeying through hell to find their professor, there are different courts in hell. They have to go through each court and pass each court to get up to like the final layer to where the professor can be. I'm excited to continue to read this. Of course, I will continue to give my updates, but those were my first impressions. Later, it's like 5 p.m. We recently got home from watching the Bills game, which was a lot of fun, and now I'm just catching up on watching some YouTube videos, typical Sunday activities. I had a pretty productive morning. I got up early, had some coffee, read a little bit of Katabasis, and we pretty much got ready and left the house. I told you guys that I had a package coming yesterday, but it ended up being delayed, and then it didn't even say an estimated delivery date. It surprised me by being delivered today. I thought we could open this together. This is one of my most anticipated new releases of this year. Of course, it's Wildcard by Elsie Silver. I'm absolutely obsessed with this purple. This was the book that I was saying that I might have to put down Katabasis to read. I don't know, I'm just so excited for this, and I'm like really itching to read a romance. If you don't know, this is her last and final book in the Rose Hill series. I'm sure Elsie has something up her sleeve for the next series that she's gonna be working on. Between the Chestnut Springs series and the Rose Hill series, I definitely liked Chestnut Springs more. I also read Wild Side and Wild Eyes both in one sitting, and so I kind of feel like I might have to do the same thing with Wildcard. We might be reading this in one sitting tomorrow. I remember getting the little hint on what this one was about in Wild Side, and I've been so excited for it since then because I'm not always the greatest fan of age gap, but when it's done well, I do really enjoy it. See what I'm really feeling. If I'm itching to pick this up and I want to put down Katabasis tomorrow, I am going to do that because I am nothing if not a mood reader. I'm gonna go for a walk right now. It's really gorgeous outside. It's like 75 degrees and sunny. I want to keep listening to the Mel Robbins podcast episode I was listening to earlier. It talks a lot about the 8 things that you should say to yourself in the morning. You know what? It's really motivational. It's really inspiring. Sometimes I need that. Let's go do that. Good morning. Happy Monday. I came outside to my favorite chair on our porch to just bask in this glorious fall morning. It's not fall, but like it's got that crisp air, so it feels like fall. I'm actually rewatching all of Stranger Things. I haven't watched Stranger Things in many years. Each time a new season would come out, I would watch that season as a whole, so I never watched seasons like back to back. My favorite thing to do is rewatch my favorite shows. It's just the perfect fall vibey show. I'm just loving that. I'm living my best life. There are so many things in that show that I don't remember happening, and so it kind of feels like in some way that I'm watching it for the first time again. For book updates, I barely read any of Katabasis last night. My mind was just elsewhere, but I did get a few chapters in, and you know, my thought process still stands, but it's like every time I was reading this, I was just thinking about Wildcard. I do have some faith in myself. I have read, like I said, the other 2 books literally in one sitting. Feel like I can read this book in one day. Don't worry, I'm not even like soft DNFing Katabasis. I will be going right back to this once I finish Wildcard. I want to take up the opportunity to read this when I'm in the mood for it because I really have not been in the mood for romance books recently. For Elsie Silver, I'm always in the mood for an Elsie Silver book. I'm gonna sit out here, enjoy this, read a little bit, just relax before I start my day. I'm gonna do my workout as usual, have some breakfast, and read and watch Stranger Things. Like, what more could you ask to do in a day? tell you guys my first impressions kind of Wildcard. I'm about like halfway through already. Like all Elsie Silver books, I'm eating this up and it's so easy to binge. This one we're following Gwen and Bash. They kind of meet at the airport when both of their connections got delayed and they had this whirlwind of a meet cute. 8 months go by and they don't really talk. Bash recently found out that he has a son that he never knew about, and so he goes to, I think, his son's birthday party, and randomly she is there and he introduces her as his girlfriend. That's how we get the ex-boyfriend's dad trope. There's so many ways that you can go about age gap. You can go about ex-boyfriend's dad wrong. I feel like Elsie Silver is doing a really good job of it. She actually met Bash first before she met his son and started dating his son. It ends up being a good amount of time before Gwen sees Bash again, and so that's why I feel like it doesn't feel weird. The age gap part of it doesn't really feel that weird because he's 39, 40, and I think she's 27. I feel like that age difference, while it's like 13 years, she's still in her later 20s. I'm gonna continue on reading this and I will keep you guys updated on my thoughts. Every 3 weeks, my grandma and I get our nails done, and then we go either for a breakfast or lunch date. So that's what we're doing today. It's 9 a.m. Our appointment's at 10, and then we're gonna grab some lunch afterwards. She wants to go fall clothes shopping. How could I say no to that? I know she wants some long sleeves and sweaters, but I don't know what I'm gonna be looking for in particular, so we'll just peruse. I'm gonna eat real quick, and then we're gonna go. Definitely did not do as much damage as I thought I would, but I'll still give you guys a haul. I just got 2 pairs of jeans from American Eagle because they were buy one get one 50% off. These are the high-rise rigid stovepipe. Got them in this like light wash blue color, and then wash. Just a staple. I feel like jeans are honestly the hardest thing to buy. I did get this brown color on my nails. I don't know how I feel about them. They are definitely fall. I did finish Wildcard by Elsie Silver yesterday. I read it in 4.5 hours, so I definitely accomplished what I wanted to. So I thought I'd give you guys a full review. And then also I wanted to rank the rest of the Rose Hill series. One of my favorite things to do is rank a series after I finished it. We're gonna try this new Olipop flavor, Pineapple Paradise. It's pretty good. I think I still like the strawberry vanilla flavor the best. As for Wildcard, I don't think it was my favorite in the Rose Hill series, but I still really enjoyed it. I think it would honestly be in my top 2. I really felt like they handled age gap perfectly. I really enjoyed the communication in this book because I feel like a lot of times miscommunication is a big thing that authors put into books, and we didn't really have much of that in here. Honestly, the side character Clyde was probably my favorite part of this book. He is like this older guy that ends up living in with Bash, and because he ends up needing surgery and so he needs more help, female main character takes care of him in a sense, but is a little bit of forced proximity. The other 3 in the series, I think my top number 1 would be Wild Love. I don't know if it's because it's the first in the series and it just like is the setup for a lot of the characters to come. I really enjoyed the chemistry I think the most in this book. This is the one where Ford is a billionaire and Rosie is his best friend's sister. I don't know, this one just stands out to me the most when I think about the Rose Hill series. And then number 2 I think will be Wildcard. Third for me is Wild Side. This is the one where Reese is a professional wrestler, and I really liked him and Tabitha's relationship, and they have like a pretty unique conflict going on. If you know, you know. And so I really enjoyed that. I feel like with Elsie Silver's books, like while they are cheesy cowboy romances, there's always like a deeper conflict going on in here than I feel like I see in a lot of other books. The only thing was there was a lot of really cringy moments in this one for me, so this one is 3rd. And that leaves Wild Eyes as 4th, which I feel like is very unpopular. A lot of people love Weston. I as well love Weston. The only reason why I'm giving this one last place is because I didn't really feel the chemistry between West and Skylar. I do love a single dad trope, but this one just like, I don't know, it didn't really do it for me. I love Skylar and West's character separately. I remember reading this one, and I did read it in one sitting like the other ones. I just felt very disconnected the entire time while I was reading this one. And now the Rose Hill series is officially complete, which I'm sad about, but I know that she's not done. I know that she's gonna come out with some other sort of series. Every single time that a new character comes up in one of those books, I'm like, that's gonna be a character in the next series. I'm like playing this game with myself, hoping that it comes true. I'm gonna get back into Katabasis tonight, so I really wasn't able to finish this in this video. I think I'm gonna end off this video here. I had a really fun time hanging out with you guys the past few days. I feel like I was doing a lot of fun things, reading some fun books. Let me know what else you guys would like to see from me, and I really hope you enjoyed this vlog. Bye.